Okay, let me call to order the meeting of May 11th, 2017, it being 6:15 Ayer Planning Board time. And the first order of general business is the annual reorganization of the planning board. Now, given that we recently got new members, my suggestion would be to reorganize under the same position we're at now, as in chair, vice chair.
Can I
So
make-
just basically a vote to reaffirm
If you want to make a motion, I'll second that.
the
Or do you want me to make the motion?
chair as myself, vice
Yep.
chair as Jen, Mark as the clerk. And so we'll give a little time before we make a switch. I think you,
perfectly fine
came
with
on midterm last year, right? So,
I would have difficulty giving it the time it needs to be a chair, to be honest
Yeah.
with you. And that's just straight
Yeah.
honest right now. I'm trying to reorganize everything else to get there, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
so that the motion could read, I think, we reorganize under the current structure of the current vice chair, vice chairman, or chairman, vice chairman, and clerk.
Second.
Okay, you made the motion?
I'll make the motion.
Yeah, and seconded. Sandy couldn't be here. Would you mind scratching a couple of notes, or just to keep me
Where's
out of
Mark?
trouble? Mark is on vacation.
That's right, that's right.
So again, the first order of business, we've reorganized in a sense, we've reorganized, but maintained the same organization as last year for the current chair, vice chair, and clerk for the planning board. Motion made by Jeff Tillotson and seconded by Susan. Any discussion? No discussion, there being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? None. Note for the record, Mark's on vacation, so motion passes unanimous.
I forgot to say aye.
Andy's not in the room. That's okay.
Yeah. Only because it was first and it had to be done, I put it first. Normally, we would approve the agenda, but again, going forward now, a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Move to approve the agenda as presented?
Second.
Okay, any discussion? There being none, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? None. Unanimous. We have minutes of April 6th.
I'm sorry, MRPC?
That's actually appointed by the Board of Selectmen. I corrected the current posting of the agenda, made the correction that actually we don't reorganize under that. So MRPC,
Got it.
CPC, and MART all stay the same because they're appointed by the Board of Selectmen.
No, that's fine, I got the correct agenda.
Yeah, so I had Sandy correct the one that got posted, because we don't, actually, that's appointed by the Board of Selectmen. So again, basically, we're status quo. Okay? So on to minutes of April 6th, which I have here. Motion I need to approve the minutes of April 6th.
So moved.
Second?
Okay, any discussion? There being none, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? None. Unanimous.
Move to approve the minutes from the working group of April 13th?
Yeah, that'll,
Move us along?
today is what, 11?
I apologize now for clearing my throat as much as I will tonight.
I'm sorry, the minutes from what, which one is it?
Sorry?
April 13th?
April 13th, yeah, move to approve the working group minutes from April 13th, 2017.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
There was
Any
a-
discussion? There being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None. Unanimous.
I think there was a time when Mark and I moved and seconded everything for a while.
Excellent. Yep, okay.
I want to take a peek at those real quick, I'm sorry. I
feeling 100% yet? Sorry.
I'm signing 2 copies, and I'll leave them both with Sandy.
Did Sandy have a grandchild?
No, her daughter is at the hospital as we speak, going to deliver at any moment.
Fantastic. Wish them
So I wish her all the best. I want to say, too, before I move on, I want to publicly and formally thank and congratulate Jeff and Susan for the election, serving with us again. You got elected, and that
thank you. You beat me, Susan.
sometimes
Good
is
job.
not an easy task, but again, thank you so much for serving the town.
Thank you. And we both beat the blanks.
That's,
Always a
that
good
doesn't
thing.
always happen.
It's always a good thing.
I have to find out who those 10 people were.
Yeah.
They're skulking out of town as we speak.
Okay.
If you lose to Mickey Mouse.
I'm going to leave this with, this is going to go back to Sandy, so I'm going to leave these here, okay? Okay, Robert Oliva, did I pronounce that correctly? Oliver, okay. Is next with us on 48 Central Ave. Again, thank you for coming. Oh, can I have these back?
You want just the comments from the other board?
Okay, as was mentioned earlier, informally, because I spoke with Robert last week on as much information as I could outside of an open meeting, if you will. And I think you still have DPW comments to address.
We haven't received them yet.
Right, right. No, but they're on their way.
Absolutely.
They're on their way.
Yep.
They're on their way. And fire department is yet to respond, but we're still within a comfortable window. To my knowledge, at this point, just for the record, and Board of Health also, I think, is still,
Oh, we've got a Board of Health.
have they?
We have Board of Health, if you don't mind, Mr. Chair.
Yep, sure.
The plan submitted is for your review, comments, and it's approved with no comments from Board of Health.
Okay.
That's dated May 4th. Conservation Commission doesn't feel they have any jurisdictional issues.
Right,
Again, dated May 4th. And Building Inspector, zoning.
good,
And he left his little notepad with the A through Z on it, which
okay.
I still haven't learned how to decipher.
Okay. So again, for me, once you address DPW comments in the realm of the water main connections, the stormwater, and you're within the curb cut business, because I think you've got an 18-foot curb cut, right?
Correct.
And you're on-site parking as far as two in the units and one on the street. So to my knowledge, there's no issue with parking. So having said all of that, why don't you tell us the rest of the story?
Sure. We'll start, I guess, with the existing conditions. So this property is 48 Central Ave. There's currently a single-family house on it. The site is on a hill, so there's a hill in back of the house and sloping up to the house. My client's purchased the property and is intending to construct 7 townhouse-style units. We've been to the Zoning Board of Appeals, who had granted a special permit for the use on the property, which is required by zoning. It's not strictly allowed by right. You have to have the special permit for the use. So that's located in the general business zone. The lot is, and I don't have it on there, I apologize, the size lot. It's somewhere in my plans. The lot is 41,190 square feet, so nearly an acre. So again, what my client is proposing on this plan is 7 units, single-family residential townhouse style. We're proposing a driveway, so the house is in this location, the house in small garage, small shed will come down, and then we have a driveway off of Central, again to a driveway leading to a 2-car garage. So each unit has a garage that is 2 cars deep, with a space in front of the garage that meets the zoning requirement for parking space. So we have a total of 21 parking spaces to serve the 7 units. Again, 2 in the garage, 1 in the driveway. As far as the site goes, again, we're on a hill, so what we're proposing is a garage in front and then 2-story above. In back, we have, the grade is at the first floor elevation. So you have a garage elevation here and a first floor elevation in the back, and then we're cutting into the hill for just a modest backyard, so as not to disturb too much of the hill. We're showing a small detention basin here with a sediment forebay. We have a catch basin here and down here, which will drain into this forebay and then into the basin. The units themselves will be piped gutters and downspouts to an underground infiltration system here, which is to take advantage of the better soils on site. So we'll discharge all of our rooftop runoff into that system, that size, to provide the recharge when needed under the DEP stormwater guidelines. Any overflow from that will discharge into the basin. The basin has a connection to the drainage system in the street for our overflow. The system is, again, designed in accordance with DEP stormwater guidelines, so we don't have any increases. I believe we looked at the 2 10 and 100-year storms. In fact, one of the comments from Conservation was suggesting that we look at the current NOAA Atlas 14 for our precipitation, which is actually something we've been doing on all of our projects more recently. So what that is actually a higher precipitation amount than what we had historically used. So the system is designed for those higher runoff rates for more intense storms. We're showing a couple of site walls just to make up some of the grade between the backyard and the front. We're landscaping in the islands between the driveways. We're providing some screening here. So everything you see in light green would be disturbed by construction, loamed and seeded, or driveway. We show a snow storage area here at the end of the driveway. The presumption is the plows could just come in and push straight down. Sure.
So, yeah, I noticed it's just on one side that you have the planting
Yep.
screen.
The house over here is a little further over and kind of up the hill.
Well, their driveway actually kind of goes over to the property.
Yeah,
So
it's right here, their driveway, and then they have some mulch onto the property. We could certainly provide some screening there as well.
because it is 3 stories.
That's not a problem.
Right now, there's a row of trees there, those, but you're suggesting those are going to come down.
Yeah, there are some trees in here. It's wooded. It's basically more wooded. There's some lawn in front here, which is not really lawn, but it's not wooded. And then there's trees back in here, so there will be some trees coming down.
Well, I think that trees come almost all the way down to the street next to the,
Next to the, where their driveway is.
yeah,
Yeah, it probably wraps right down in here.
yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, something to,
On, I'm presuming we'll have some revisions to make based on DPW comments. So we'll tie that into any revision we make.
Do you foresee a blasting in terms of
We did,
Site?
there is ledge, I mean, there's exposed ledge up on the hill, even as close as here. We, in back of the house, did some test holes.
Because you're gonna be taking out that existing structure, right?
Yes. We came across this area and did test holes.
Yeah.
And we actually got down about 10 feet. And even at that, I don't know if we were hitting ledge or not. We had a mini excavator out there.
Okay.
There may be some ledge removal. We do
Is
not.
that in the pre-blast survey terms, you mean, or have you done that? You probably haven't done that yet.
We don't intend to blast.
Okay.
We're hoping any ledge that can come out by machine.
Okay,
If blasting has to occur, of course, all the necessary steps would be
okay.
taken.
Well, that's why I mentioned the survey. Yeah, okay,
Right, no, the pre-blast survey hasn't been done.
okay.
And of course, the builder understands all the steps involved,
Okay, good.
should it be necessary.
Okay.
I mean, that's it. It's a fairly straightforward project. It's served by sewer and water, gas. I guess if you have any other questions, I can certainly answer them.
Jeff?
Actually, Mr. Chair, I'm not sure if I have any questions, I just have concerns. One of the concerns I had when I was looking at these plans, a couple of them actually, we don't have elevations that match the plans, so we really don't really know what's going there. At this point, we're okaying squares on the sheet of paper. And I believe we need a complete application would have that. We don't see anything in the way of calculations for runoff. I understand you're putting in detention and they weren't submitted to us, and it hasn't been to DPW yet that I know of.
It was all submitted.
Okay, not in the package that I received, so.
I can certainly get you a copy of the drainage calcs if you wish.
Yeah, I would just be curious because one of the things I think we're trying to do, and I don't want to speak for the chair, is when we get an application, it should be a complete application. And I understand that we're in a transitional period, so I just, I'm looking at it, I'm thinking to myself, no, I'm not an engineer, okay, but I do a fair amount of this in my free time. And I want to avoid the process of having something start and end up being constructive approval before we give our very busy and very good townsfolk, town employees, a chance to do it. And that's not you. You just have to be the guy sitting in the seat right now. But I was distressed. I mean, I've got an elevation of 5 buildings, and they don't match the plan. And it's difficult for me to actually see in my mind's eye what's going to be there and what issues will be. Gas connects, sewer connects, water connects. These are all need to be done on an individual basis. On the plans, it looks like they're coming in from the sides of the building.
Yeah, understood, and I don't have DPW's comments back yet.
Yeah.
If that's, I mean, we've done it, we've done units this way in the past, so I don't know if DPW has.
I couldn't find any here in town. That was one of the things also, and I didn't do an exhaustive search of it, but that's all. It's different. This is going to look very different in the neighborhood from what the neighbors have.
No, I understand. The building elevation that was provided is a sample of what the builder intends. It sounds like you're looking for something a little bit more definitive at this point, which is fine. I can take that to him and see what he can get. I guess I'm not asking for, as far as the drainage calculations go, that was all submitted to Sandy, so I'm not sure why DPW doesn't have them.
I don't know. I have not. I'm not in everyday contact with them.
But you had heard that they did not have them?
I didn't see them on the plans.
Okay. It's not a part of the plans. It was a couple of copies of this were submitted with the application. Typically, and just for clarification, typically, and I conferred with Sandy when it was submitted, we don't typically submit a full copy of this for each member of the board. Okay. If that's what you wish, we can in the future.
No,
and I'd be happy
I just want to make sure the work has been done.
Okay.
No, I think,
So from my standpoint,
Yeah.
we've approved it here, people who work for the town fix it. It's an unfair thing to do to the DPW.
Absolutely, I understand.
And that's something I don't want.
And we always work closely with DPW
Okay.
on these things. I mean, we have another project in town that they reviewed, they were great. So again, I'm waiting for their comments.
Okay.
They hopefully have this, and I hope it was transmitted to them, and if they don't, I'm sure they'll call and say, where's your drainage?
And that's just one, and it's the devil's in the details. Bringing in sewer, bringing in water, bringing in gas, these are all things that are going, yes, we've done drill holes in the back. What if there's ledge in the front?
Right. Well, we
You're gonna
tested
have
in front too,
Okay, you
for the
have-
drainage
exactly,
system.
so, that's all. And, no, maybe it's my frustration, but I really, I'll stop there. Thanks. I don't want to put you on the defensive, I just.
No,
wanna-
that's fine, and maybe it's other projects, I hope it's not just this one, that's built up to some frustration for you. Other than the building elevations, it was a pretty complete submittal. The sewer, water, drain things, again, I believe we talked to DPW before we submitted the plan. It wasn't a conversation I had, there was another engineer working on the project at the time. But we'll certainly, if they have comments on that and they require individual services, the plan will be revised to reflect that. I guess I didn't have the expectation that you'd be closing the meeting and voting on this tonight because we are waiting for DPW comments, so.
Right, well, that's true. That's
So
why,
any-
and in all fairness, it's been asked and answered in terms of, I think we said something around 36 feet. It was well under 40 feet when the question of elevation was
Yes,
brought up.
the building height, you mean?
So that's why, again, Jeff, and DPW, I opened the meeting with saying that based on DPW comments, which we have not received yet. So this meeting was really focused on everything else except drainage calcs and, for example, I know that generally speaking, I wouldn't speak for DPW, but generally speaking, I think we'd be looking at a single connection with individual metered.
That would be my expectation
Right,
on water.
right. So those are things we already know in the process, but again, until DPW formally responds, I don't really want to
But it
address
is-
that.
It is going to be a brick and mortar.
Some combination thereof. I don't believe the whole building, again, I don't.
That's why I disagree that you should have at least proposed one elevation of what it's going to look like. You don't have to draw all 7.
Right, and I will go back to the developer, and he will have to work out a building elevation, hopefully before the next meeting, so that you can all
Yeah,
see
the
what he's
final
proposing.
product has to at least have the elevation indicated on the plan.
Sure.
So that we know, granted, we said it would be under 40 feet, but that's what the plan has to show. Okay then. Any further questions from the board? So I think basically, again, fire has not formally responded, but they will, DPW, and
The dimensions of each unit, are they like, or not square footage, what are the dimensions of each unit?
Oh, we had this conversation last week, I forgot when you were before us before. Was it 13 feet by?
They are,
two-bedroom units.
they're likely 3-bedroom units, according to the floor plan. And the units are, the overall dimension of the building is 123.7 by 49 feet, so it's a 49-foot depth. And then the individual units are a little under 18 feet. They're 17 and 8 inches roughly.
Well, 16 by 12, kind of a,
And this isn't the final drawing, though, is it?
no.
No, that's, again, that's a representative sample of what he would like to build. Units are
Representative.
17 and a half feet.
they're roughly 17 and a half feet, a little bit more than
You
that.
gotta take something away for the adjoining walls.
Does that answer your question, Ruth?
Yes, yeah, just the size.
Okay,
Is there going to be a dumpster or anything like that?
We're not anticipating a dumpster. Hopefully it's the little wheelie bins.
That's good. So yeah, we still haven't heard back from police and fire with regards for snow
I gotta
removal.
imagine it's gonna have to be sprinkled.
It will,
7
actually.
units, yeah.
I'm just worried about
And-
fire apparatus getting in there.
The other question, you're obviously doing this under general business, that's why you have the special permit.
Correct.
Okay, general business zoning, thank you.
I'm assuming they can get right there from Central Ave.
I don't anticipate a problem with fire getting into the site. If they have any issue with our access, they will certainly let me know.
Have you
Okay.
spoken with any of the neighbors or anything?
I personally have not. I do not know if the developer has or not.
Have we notified the abutters? Are we going to? I thought we discussed that at one point. We were going to get back into, no?
Nope.
Okay.
They weren't notified as part of the application for special permit?
Absolutely, they were.
Okay.
Yeah. Special permit requires public
And
notice.
did either of them?
Did we
Yeah,
have any neighbors?
we didn't, under site plan is what, but yeah, you're right, under special permit it's required and was done.
Did either of them?
I don't know. Nobody came out for it, I don't believe.
People don't pay attention, and then they see, and then they see it
I mean,
go
they-
up and go, oh my God,
Yeah, it
what's that?
was, I mean, they were all notified by certified mail, which again, that sometimes scares people off. They don't like seeing certified mail, but,
Yeah. Yeah. And again, that's not,
Okay, if there are no further questions, why don't we take a look at our calendar for our next, potentially, what, May 22nd? Does that sound about right for our next meeting?
I'm gonna have to apologize, Mr. Chair, but I've had some things shifting around at the end of the month, which are gonna make it really hard that week. May 22nd is a Monday evening?
Well, no, I don't want to,
Yeah.
I want to stick to Thursdays if I can. Let me see what we
Yeah.
got here.
Unfortunately, in the last 36 hours, that week has gotten really bad for me. It would be the 25th would be that Thursday, that evening.
18th, 25th,
Yeah.
that should be plenty of time.
did you say that day works good for you?
The 25th, at this point, so what happened is a meeting on the 25th got moved forward in the week. It got doubled up on the 24th. I'm trying to move it to the 23rd right now. So I will commit to the 25th because I would hope to be able to make it. That's the unfortunate issue I have is I've got a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday that week.
Mm-hmm.
And the following week I'm going to be out of town. I'll be back, I'll come back for Thursday night. That's our regular monthly meeting. So we can, if it works the 25th.
Can go to June 1st if we have to. I mean, we still,
That's our standing meeting though. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I apologize. We've got a new client and
okay.
things are just
How
jumping.
about June 1st? Is June 1st
I'll be
good?
back in town. I intend to be back in town for that,
Okay.
yes.
June 1st good for you, Sue?
Yes, are we moving the 25th to June 1st?
I'm fine.
Okay. June 1st good for you, Robert?
It's perfect.
And that's our standing planning board meeting, so.
Right, that's kind of what I anticipated anyway.
I appreciate it.
6:15?
Sure, perfect. Love it.
Hopefully we'll be back downstairs, I think, by then.
Yeah, we'll beat
Okay.
you up, but we'll reward you come early.
I love the early meetings. They're great. I appreciate you starting early.
Okay. We shall continue the discussion on June 1st at 6:15.
Great.
Thereabouts, I mean, 6:15,
Sure.
6:30.
It's not a public hearing, so there's
No, no.
you start whenever
But
you
you'll
like.
we'll
I'll be
put you
here.
first on the agenda.
Appreciate it. Thank
After
you.
the housekeeping.
Excuse me.
Okay, well, again, thank you for your patience, and
We will see you on the 1st.
see you on the 1st. This goes with your stuff, right? This is,
Oh, yeah, all
yeah,
hers, yeah.
okay. All right then, moving on to,
Can I, just for the minutes, I'm sorry, because it is hard.
yeah, that's okay.
Just to get back to the elevations, so the first floor dimension from the top is how many feet?
Well, as far as elevation, he's telling me it's approximately 36 feet, under 40 feet.
The height of the
But
building.
again, as Jeff pointed out, and I mentioned to him also that we need to have that shown on the plan and not this one-dimensional
Right.
thing that we,
Well, that's why I just like to see from at grade where he's counting the,
right.
because that's where it gets a little scary when people start to take advantage of it.
Well, in that particular location too, I think Jeff mentioned, we don't want the people in the back looking into somebody's back window.
Exactly. You're right.
Well,
So,
It-
just for the
that
minutes then,
hill
we'll say
goes-
that the applicant is saying it
I
will
mean,
be
it-
30,
Under
40.
40 feet.
closer to 36.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was just checking, the table they provided with the plans, 35 feet is the maximum height in general business.
35 feet,
I
yeah.
don't know if they,
That's what I mean.
they could have asked for a foot or two more from appeals and
Yeah,
gotten it,
but
I
they
don't know.
didn't, so,
Okay, yeah,
but I think that hill is much larger than 35 feet.
yeah. Well, it's the height of the building on top
well,
of
it
it.
is, but I mean, again, I think the point is, we want to see it on the plan that the elevation is stated exactly what it is, not,
Yeah. And I just thought
Before we approve the
after he
plan.
left, which is all my great thoughts. But the house on the left side looks like it's apartments, and I'm not sure if they're renters and.
well, there's
if
there's a structure on the left that's going to be torn down, so.
No, the homes,
You're better at
not
describing
on
Is
the
there
property, but
Okay.
as far as the butters. Would the owner would they have the
Because they're
owner
gonna
of
have to
record
have
and have the owner notified?
Backfill in, so
They did that with
stay
special
on
permit, yeah.
residence.
Okay, but not just
It's
the
not
people
allowed
who live on site,
That's why I
because they
understood
might
when
possibly be
Our
renters.
regs don't require.
It says unit one and unit
what
two
I did-
there.
Yeah, no, they'd only notify the
This is the
owner of
least amount
record.
of work they can do
Okay,
Yeah,
to come before the
may or
town.
may not have the correct address.
Yeah.
I'm
And
just wondering if that's why
It
nobody
just puts
showed
us in a
up.
situation
Because
where,
this is
Yeah.
kind of a big deal.
I think
Yeah.
DPW will catch that.
well, I assume they will, but it's almost like, Mr. Chair, it's do the least amount of work to get it in front of zoning, is how I see this.
The what? I'm
And
sorry?
Maybe it's my way of looking at it, but we have an engineer who's presenting to us something that doesn't have answers on it. So we will give another hearing and another hearing, or, and why can't they bring it done,
yep, yep.
very close to being done?
Wouldn't they have to have done most of this for the special permit, or, no, of course not.
The zoning board of appeals has.
I think they were just there for a use permit.
Yeah. Because in general business, you can go pretty much anything above, I think, 3 units requires a special permit
Yeah.
in GB.
Okay, on to
I'm not gonna quote the regs.
zoning bylaw 17. What to say about that? I do believe that under the recent town meeting of having the town call in this codification folks, I believe it's the town's.
Were they gonna do it for this bylaw also, or just all
Would
bylaws?
just, because we turn into Robert and everything we've got from zoning, and then it goes back to legal for scrub from what Judy gave us.
Okay.
So, basically, the question comes to me, I think, is did Judy meet the requirements of her contract? And I have to say that we have to go through the public process now. And the best way to do that is set the schedule of meetings. And the meetings would be, and you might want to jot these down for discussion. We could open up the first meeting on June 1st, and then go on to have at least 2 public workshops, June 1st, then July 13th.
For a public workshop?
Yep. Now, once I get the planning board to agree on these dates, then I'm gonna run them into Robert and Carly and get them to agree. And then go to a September 14th public hearing, once we do the public workshop,
September what?
September 14th. Because again, basically, we're locked into having to do this within 6 months of when we want to present it to town meeting. And we want to present it to town meeting in October. So if you will agree with those dates, those are the dates I'll give to, and then we will go from here and notify Judy, please attend June 1st meeting with preparation to do the public workshop.
Public workshop.
Okay, how's that sound?
And then the June 13th is just a continuation of that?
Yeah, then July 13th will be continuation of that public workshop, and then hopefully we get all commentary in from the public, and then we go to a September 14th public hearing.
Just a question.
Yep.
Would it be appropriate at all to, if we're doing public workshops, to include a couple of the other things that we've talked about, like the marijuana and the solar? No? Okay.
Yeah, I think we're just trying to get back to the baseline.
Yeah, we gotta get the base
started.
done first. Yep, yep.
Okay.
We've indicated to the public, and we are on track to attack any problems in the marijuana bylaw business or the solar business, but we've gotta get our basic documents in order first.
Okay.
So that's, okay, well, good. I will notify Robert with these dates, and right now, I think we can probably plan, I think June 1st, I don't see why he would disagree with it, but anyway, that'll be our plan. We'll begin with a July 1st, or June 1st public workshop, and then July 13th, and then September 14th. So,
So you're going to review the scope of work with Robert, just to make sure that those were...
yeah, I have
or did
that,
you want the board
I have
to do
that with me, which, if you'd like me to address it.
Oh, no, I just didn't know if we were going to be doing that,
Oh.
or tonight, or...
Yeah, no, that's why I'm doing this, is to make sure we get from Judy the complete scope of work.
Okay.
Okay, good. Well, then we are on to administrative announcements. Before I go to Sue for marijuana update, I want to talk a little bit about what we know happened at town meeting, which is that we'll be looking for, we being the town, has agreed to look for a professional, quote, planner. Now, I suspect today's Thursday, I might even get, tomorrow I might get an email saying we're going to form a screening committee, of which, if you agree, I will attend that, more so because I've got the time and you guys don't. But if you would like to be the one to be the planning board rep, let me know now, so.
I think I said in a very public way, I'll work with anybody, so
Okay, well.
I'll recuse
we do-
myself from that.
Past experience tells me to make sure we pick the right
yeah.
person, so.
I've been thinking a little bit about it. It's a we have a challenge. Guys, you're a
Yeah.
challenging town. We're a challenging town.
Yeah.
And it's, I'm in watching what's going on from the outside, it can be a challenging place.
Yeah. Rest assured, I've got the background in the HR arena to make
Yeah.
sure we get the right person.
Just-
Not only from credentials point of view, but also knowing the town as we do.
It's just like,
I think we'll, at least I will, give it our best shot. I know what we want, I know what we need.
good.
Is the idea to keep an economic development director?
You're right, yeah, that'll be
With-
separate. This guy.
With the
this-
planner, so we'll be
He'll
hitting
be,
nice.
he'll be strictly planning,
No,
which is good, because in the past, we've tried to split it, didn't work. and-
Well, if you actually take a look right now in town,
Yeah.
activities that are taking place that require our attention or will touch ours, and with the economic development director, West Main Street Bridge,
Oh, God, yeah.
parking garage, train station.
Yep,
We still don't have the water tower online for Pingree Hill.
Right.
We've got 2 solars that are, one's in the process of being built, one's being asked for.
Yeah.
We just granted the Board of Selectmen the ability to lease out our capped landfill for another solar project.
and the old firehouse. not to-
Thank you
not
very
to
much. The
mention.
old firehouse is now in play. We have, Kane's just left Kane's just left town. There's an opportunity there. There's a lot going on here.
Yep.
And we're 60% developed. So I can't imagine, this is a full-time job for more than 2 people. So,
And I feel like I'd be fine working with whoever
Yeah,
is
yeah.
paying.
Well, it's
But
good for us to
I did
know,
want to suggest that Sandy may be one of the people who's going to be spending the most time and working the most closely with the new planner, and
Yep.
she might have some good insights to add to. I heard different people mentioned, and I thought, but
Yeah, yeah.
if she was part of the committee.
Well, it's good to know that, for example, DPW, Economic Development, the assessors have all submitted letters of support to this effort. So it's not only from the planning board perspective,
Yeah.
but this guy is going to affect,
maybe, I mean, I only know the stories of what happened in planning over
Yeah.
the last decade here in town.
Yeah.
And I think it's time for a change. And I think people are welcoming it.
yeah, yeah.
You know, all you gotta do is drive 20 miles east of here, guys, and it's a very different world, and it's coming this way.
Yeah, it sure is, it sure is. Okay, well, know that also the initial target date is the July 2nd hire date. So I
Yeah.
suspect that any day now, we'll be getting this committee together and,
It's an
Start the
interesting group of
process.
planners.
And will Sandy be included on this?
I don't know.
Is there someone to suggest that to?
I know, having talked to Robert, once the thing passed annual town meeting, he said that the planning board would be involved, and I recommended in conversation to him that it be the chair. Based presumptively, if you will, that I rather thought that it would be easier for me to take that task than
The blame.
one of you. So, well, we've all got enough to do, let's
Have you
face
really
it.
retared 5 times?
I mean, you've got master planning, Mark's
I'm
got
doing master planning, yeah. And I'm doing
clerk and
streets.
CPC, you've got MRPC and Mark, I mean, so
Yeah.
we're not, we're busy enough. Okay, good. All righty, click, click, click. Let us go then to Sue for our marijuana update, if you would, please. And Jeff, of course.
I actually have not done anything on this from
Can you get us a
The-
tour?
the last, I actually, when I went down to 48 Central today, I stopped by, but they were in a meeting. So I was gonna just check and
We
see
saw you
what
going to the
the.
marijuana place on the way to the meeting, so it's okay. Wink, wink, no.
Well, let me put it this
And
way.
I was just asking for like, what were their good times that
Do we want a tour? Now, I personally have had a tour of the facility
you have?
when I was a selectman, so,
I think I mentioned to you that I called Mr. Hillier
yeah,
and spoke to him, and we couldn't find a time because our schedules didn't sync up, and I wanted to wait till after the election
okay.
and stuff like that. So I intend to
Well, I
find
mean,
a
this is
time
a
with-
long-term
with him.
thing. I mean,
Yeah, I
the
intend to-
question is, do you want a tour? I need to respond to John,
Yeah. John?
John Hillier.
It is John, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I keep, I'd like to do it, whether we do it as a group or individually.
Okay.
If the board can't put together a time.
Okay.
I know what it's like to get people who are very busy to try and be in one spot at one
Okay.
time. So,
Why don't you communicate with him directly then?
Okay.
Because I would prefer that be done individually or without a quorum.
I'm
You know,
happy to do it. Yeah, let me
Is
contact.
that good with you, Jen? I mean,
So no posting requirement, just
right.
schedule independent? Okay.
I would love to go again. I've been once, but very often
Okay.
hearing other people's
Then if-
questions
if you
works well for
would
me. It's like,
Yeah.
I didn't think.
Commiserate with John and
Yeah,
get
I'll see.
potential dates.
Yeah. And as I was mentioning to Sue, I'm interested to see the facility, but I'm also interested to see, I'm curious about the economic viability of that line of business, given what's on the horizon.
It's
Statewide
not
and federal.
exploding the way, you're right, correct, the way people had thought. And tying in the visit to the talk, I spoke to a few months back now, a lot of people in Colorado and Oregon where they've had it for a while. And the main complaints that I was hearing from people was the growing and the smell. And when you just open the door on that place, it's like, oh, I get it. So I did speak with Senator Eldridge, who's on the legislative legislative committee
Okay.
on the marijuana, and
Yep.
one of the topics that they have been talking about is to, make sure that the grow number is tight, because right now it's 6 for one person, 12 for a couple. 12 is a lot, and if you're having houses close together, it's really gonna bother, the stuff stinks.
Yeah, yeah.
It's very strong, so, but surprisingly, you weren't getting really complaints, other than growing
Yeah.
from people.
Okay. Do you want this point of contact information
Oh,
then, and
actually,
you can give them a
Sandy-
buzz and,
I have John's information.
okay.
Yeah,
And-
Sandy gave it to me earlier when I was trying to get hold of him. Thank you.
One of the reasons I had asked about including it with other public workshops or something is that I think the timeline that we're looking at to write something is going to be September, and I feel pretty comfortable now that I have a good background, and as soon as the legislature passes their final
Something.
thing, they will have seminars, and they will have some proposed laws out there that you can copy with some
Okay.
education on how to do it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
the only thing, again, I think that is missing, I feel like I've got a pretty good understanding of it, but sometimes you can be wrong. So it's nice to have something for public input. Oh, and by the way, one of my other main concerns is that we'd be the only one. I really love the idea of following the will of the voters, but have had this fear that we're going to be pot central or something. Harvard did have a vote on pot moratorium, and I heard they turned it down.
They turned down the moratorium?
Yep.
Okay,
Interesting.
So that's,
interesting.
I just don't want to be like an island in the middle of,
What was the outcome of Groton's vote?
they passed it.
They passed a moratorium, but Harvard didn't.
I think
Correct.
statewide, 65% of the state is in favor.
Of a moratorium.
No, 65% in
Of
favor.
the law as it was passed and.
As it was
Yeah,
passed, yeah.
exactly.
So,
Yeah. It's another source of revenue. Bottom line, it becomes another source of revenue for cities and towns.
Is it,
And-
yeah.
And I know in the conversation around the master plan is split tax rate's always an issue. And, revenue is something. And if we, our zoning won't support our needs over time, unless our property values go way up or our tax rate goes way up. And there's always a push and pull with that.
Well, the
So
other
it's
thing that I mentioned to Senator Eldridge, because he said one of the more likely changes that they might be making would be to increase the tax. And
Yeah.
I suggested not to forget, if they're going to increase it, that some of that increase might come to the local
local.
municipal governments that
Yeah.
have to actually deal with
Exactly.
this issue. Anything else? But I don't think it's going to, it's new, so I think you have to tread with care.
I've been looking at.
But I think it's going to be similar to just alcohol zoning, and we don't have that much input into it. And going to see his facility, he really does.
okay. So what I just got from most of that was, it's November 16, 2016, or it's 6 months after that, in terms they extended the moratorium from the state?
Only towns that passed a moratorium.
No, I don't mean the moratorium, I mean from the state.
Oh,
Yeah, no, it was November.
Is it November 2016, or is it 6 months after that?
Yeah,
I think initially
I think
it
it's
was,
before, I might be wrong, I could go double check my notes, but I thought somebody said September, that they're going to have something by this summer.
okay, but the deadline is still,
The legislature did add 6 months
right,
to the inaction
right,
in January. They did it in that private session in December.
yeah,
They, so let's say December 1st was 2016, November 1st, 2016 was the
Right,
election.
and then they
November 1st,
extended
2017 would have
6
been the
months.
1 year. So add 6 to that is when they expect to have.
okay, that's,
When it's going to be enacted. So
Okay.
hopefully we'll have a foundation to work on at
Okay.
that point.
And I think it's really going to be very simple as far as the zoning, which is going to look very much like which zoning district you put it in, and we're not having that much say. Most of it is going to happen at the state level. But we might want to do other things, like I mentioned, Oregon had an ad hoc committee to answer questions
Yep.
to residents who were calling and saying, is it okay for me to grow, or my neighbor smoking outside? Is he allowed to do that? And also to collect feedback and give information to town boards about what might need to be adjusted. And I just thought, starting off with something this new, that might be a really great idea.
Yeah, yeah,
So, but the zoning part of it is going to be really simple.
okay.
It's like, what else do we want to do to,
And I think you would be, they're gonna solve the problem of spot zoning.
Yeah, I think for us, it'll be coming down to, it's not allowed here, but it is everywhere else within the guidelines of the permitting process, which frankly, the permitting process ends up, of course, in the realm of the Board of Selectmen,
no,
No.
not us.
Permitting
No,
for
it's the
permitting
state.
for recreational adult marijuana will be at the state level in the beginning.
Well, ultimately, yeah, much
Yeah.
like ABC.
Yeah.
But I mean, for the local, it will still be at the Selectmen.
no,
I
I
do
think
believe.
the state is going to collect the applications. They're setting up a special commission.
Yeah,
They will receive the applications, and they will say to the town, does this application fulfill your zoning?
Yeah.
you don't think it'll be a matter of numbers in terms of you're allowed to have X amount of,
It's still too early to
Quota
tell.
system?
right?
It's still too early to tell.
That's what I mean,
Yeah.
that's where I see it going.
That, I think it's still too early to tell.
Much
about
like-
that. Like, you can only
How
have
many
so many.
alcohol licenses?
How many full alcohols can you have per number of,
Yeah.
residents?
Yeah.
And, I don't know, I haven't paid enough attention the last couple of weeks to
That's,
find out what
that's
they're talking
just
about.
my own thoughts on the matter.
We get to decide that.
Yeah.
That's what I
Within
mean.
we get to decide that, how many, within a certain, I have to-
District,
Yeah.
okay, well, okay. All right, anything more on?
It's a percentage of the number of liquor licenses we have, which was, and I forget what the percentage was, again, in my,
Yeah, there's all different levels too, of
my notes.
beer,
Which,
wine,
my
beer
question
and wine,
is,
all alcohol.
is what a liquor
that's what
license
that's what
is.
they're talking
Is that
about.
liquor stores or clubs or
Consume on the
restaurants?
present,
Yeah.
consume on the premises or not.
Yeah.
Or take out,
Yeah, or you get a one-day,
packies.
you get a one-day permit.
Jackie's Packy.
Packies.
One day a month permit. Today's the day. Okay, moving on. Would anyone like contact information on Judy Barrett as you go through your data and get ready for this thing on zoning?
So,
She has changed her email and phone number,
oh, wonderful. I didn't have it before.
okay?
I have,
Just know that it's, if you were contacting her, it would be good to have Sandy be the funnel for all of that so that we,
And you're the funnel for Sandy?
say again?
And you're the funnel for Sandy, so we should just give you our questions.
That's about right, yeah, you got,
Okay.
yep. Yeah, I can tell you got sworn in today, right?
did you wait until today?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't wait until today.
No,
I kept coming by and
it goes to the single-
it was already closed by the time I,
Yeah.
Yeah. If you need to contact Sandy, if you need to contact Judy for any reason, go through Sandy, and that way, all information is shared and it's single point of contact.
Yeah. Been going through the proposed zoning bylaw, and I sure hope I'm going through the right one. In remembering that the task, if I'm correct, is the codification of this and the matching it up with both state and other bylaws, I'm gonna assume that she's hitting the nail on the head. I mean, I found a couple of typos in here and stuff, but there's still things in here that we may be faced with as issues going forward that I don't know if they can be handled procedurally or not. Marijuana facilities, which will come from the state, and we can assume it. Airbnb, short-term rentals.
Yeah, I'd rather tackle those separately.
Okay,
because we're still in the matter of setting the baseline. Let's do that.
I'm perfectly
and then-
happy, I just want to I just need to be reminded sometimes.
What we could do is still stay with the baseline. I 100% agree with you
Right,
there. But she could also do a small little handout explaining, that we know this is on the horizon.
Yes, yeah.
Here's what we're expecting.
Yep,
The town is,
Yep.
Ayer as well as many other towns. And just have it, a quick little, that's a separate
Yep.
little thing in addition to what we're doing
yeah.
on the side.
And that's also going to reach into or spill into the town meeting codification of, quote, the town bylaws.
Exactly.
So Robert is aware of, and the Board of Selectmen are aware that we're prepping for marijuana, we're prepping for solar, potentially, so.
And
forgot about-
Airbnb, is that
Mr.
air
Diskin walked in, I
or?
forgot all about it. Oh, Airbnb, car share. Car share is a business that doesn't have brick and mortar.
Yeah,
It needs parking.
yeah,
And yeah, I know car share may or may not make sense, but it's on its way.
yeah.
But what I see coming at town meeting is, why isn't Airbnb included? Why isn't, it would be nice if we had at least, even if, which I agree with you, get this done and done.
Well, I think-
Cement it in, but it start on, no reason we can't start on the other and say, we have
See,
it.
I honestly believe that the Airbnbs are running as a business, and I think that they do.
Exactly.
They should fall under a home occupation, and the town should be getting the meal tax or room tax on that.
Well,
Yeah,
there's that, and
But I think
also,
that's separate from zoning.
there's also, zoning takes.
Oh, that's true, home occupation falls
Home
under.
home
you're right,
occupation is
yeah.
one way, it falls under zoning, but something else that falls under zoning is the number of people who can live in a rental unit, or a number of rental units you can have on a property.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
and-
number
and-
of bedrooms. Yeah.
Exactly. So, and we don't want to be bed checking. That's not what we want to be doing. But I was reading in here somewhere where rental has to be, if you have a accessory unit, which is an apartment on your property, the owner of the property has to live as their main residence at least 6 months on the property. A year.
Interesting, yeah,
So-
I guess to be
so-
recognized as an owner,
Exactly. So I'm sitting here thinking to myself, okay,
an owner resident, yeah.
we have someone who owns a property who has an accessory unit who also goes away for half of the year, Florida or somewhere else. Those two become rental units through Airbnb, which is in direct violation of our zoning bylaw. We can't catch it.
Yeah, yeah.
But but what a great thing, You got a guy doing property management who goes in, fluffs the pillows, and changes the sheets once a week, and you've got people rolling through. A lot of the Airbnb stuff is, and especially out here, is groups of people coming out for a pre-wedding party or something like that. They're not raucous people. They're out here to enjoy our ponds and our area. But there are homes that seem to have new occupants every week, and there's 10 occupants in there,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
6 occupants in there,
Okay,
as far as I'm going. But that's unfair to the neighbors, and it's unfair to our resources.
Well, if you had a bylaw and
Yeah.
you had an Airbnb that nobody noticed,
It's just,
it might be safe, but if you had an
Yeah.
Airbnb that was bothering the neighbors, then you would have.
ultimately, yeah. And I agree with Susan, there are things that are I agree with both, and I just want to make sure that we're working on recodifying the bylaw and making it, bringing it in line with everything else, so we
Right.
can get it behind us.
Right.
And then tackling the other issues, absolutely,
right.
going forward.
Okay, item next. We've gone through, I believe, the procedural process, given that we set our meeting schedule. The working group can now possibly pendulum back toward procedures, and hopefully we could set May 18th, if that's amenable, to get DPW to give final comments. Or do you want to wait until later?
Do you think they can
Seeing
make
as-
it by the 18th?
Well, that's what I've got to find out,
And,
because they couldn't make it tonight, so,
yeah, I don't know about you, Sue, but when my name was on the ballot, did it say under your name, we'll go to 4 meetings a month?
Oh.
well, that's what I mean, I
I'm
don't
kidding,
want
Mr. Chair.
in all fairness, no, I mean,
No, let's get it done.
given
So,
where we are.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could do the 18th if it was if you needed.
Okay, and that would strictly be the working group based on DPW input. So I shouldn't think it would be more than an hour. I wouldn't think. Why don't I set May 18th then as the next working group, and that'll actually be pending on, hopefully DPW can attend. All right, because if they don't, then
And that's at 7?
I'd like to stick at 6:15 if that's okay.
6:15.
Yeah. Okay. Excellent, excellent. Okay, a little late for public input, but do we have any public input? Okay, there being none.
Minute ago.
Mr. Diskin was in, but he's looking for the Conservation Commission, I'll bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, no public input. Before I adjourn, then, one final, probably administrative note. I think you got the email as to quote-unquote Air Solar 1 and 2, given that we've already acted on Air Solar 1, so it cannot be reopened and acted upon again. And Air Solar 2 actually doesn't require site plan requirement. So as things evolve going forward, I think we can go back to our basics of getting our subdivisions done and our procedures done. So the meetings, although they may be more frequent than initially thought, it's only because we're doing this zoning bylaw update and our in-house procedures update. So I appreciate your support in that matter. Given that, next LCU is May 18th at 6:15. Anything further for the group?
May I ask one question?
Sure.
So, just parsing your comment of Air Solar 2, we won't be seeing them?
Nope.
Okay. Fine.
Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.